First of all, good afternoon all. Simply, I can talk as an.
Yeah. You can go in a bilingual way. You can go in bilingual both in English as well as Tamil. Students, please respond to sir when he says good afternoon. Or few of you can respond, no? Samir?
I will not see anything.
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir. I'm here, sir.
Yeah. Respond to sir. Respond to sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Michael, please proceed. Please.
Okay. No, I will not see any videos. I mean, anyone face actually.
Some of you can unmute your video, no?
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's very difficult to summarize the function activities of Nimhans.
Yes.
I tried my level best to summarize it actually. The National Institute of Mental Health and Neuroscience is an institute of national importance. So in India, there are very few institutes they got as a National Institute of importance. So Nimhans one of the institute actually. It undercomes the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Okay, the president of the Nimhans, headed by the president of India. I mean Ramnath Kovind, and vice president the Ministry of Family and Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Harshavardhan. Then and vice president the state minister, the Karnataka state minister of Health and Family Welfare. Then director, under director, register, under register there are administrative people and department of different kind of department is there. I'll list out what are the departments there. Before going to the department, then I want to summarize the history of Nimhans. So in 1847, the Bangalore Lunatic Asylum was founded. The government of British. The main purpose of this hospital for to serve to British people and soldier of British government, and for main purpose for the British people only. Then later, the name was changed actually 1925. The Bangalore Asylum was renamed the Mysore Government Mental Hospital. Maharaja of Mysore, Krishnaraja Odayar, was foundation stone of the. Actually, he started the institute actually in 1936. In 1940, the well-equipped library and laboratory were established in Nimhans. The later 1938. So Dr. Govindaswamy, when he was a director and founder of All India Institute of Mental Health, actually the Mysore Mental Health Hospital renamed as a national, All India Institute of Mental Health in 1938. So the advisory committee, the Borough Advisory Committee, 1946. A lot of recommendation was given to the health setters. Then they started appointing for psychiatric social workers, clinical psychologists, and psychiatric nurse in the hospital. So 1974, the All India Institute of Mental Health. So again, they changed the name as a Nimhans, National Institute of Mental Health and Neuroscience. The first hospital, the postgraduate in psychiatry, was introduced by the National Institute of Nimhans, National Institute of Mental Health Neuroscience in the India. So 1966, they started course for diploma in psychiatry, social work, clinical psychology. Then subsequently they started various courses. Okay. There are more than 35 departments there in Nimhans actually. My focus will be there only for the behavior science oriented. I think I don't want to overload you all. It will be unnecessary information for you. For suppose I input the basic science, so many things. Just I want to focus for only for what are the behavior science related departments. So the Department of Psychiatry is there, Department of Neurology and Neurosurgery, Department of Psychology, Department of Psychiatry Social Work. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. So Department of Nursing, so Department of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, and Department of Psychiatric Rehabilitation, and Department of Epidemiology, and Department of Neuroscience, and Department of Speech Pathology and Audiology, and Community Psychiatry, and Virtual Learning Center. So recently started actually, 2014 is started actually. Integrated Yoga Center and Advanced Center for Ayurveda. That is separate departments there in the campus. In the campus, they will provide Ayurvedic treatment for the mental illness as well as the neurological problem people. So another is Center for Well-being and Family Therapy Unit and Department of Mental Health Education and Center for Addiction Medicine, Center for Adolescent and Psychiatry Unit. So there are so many departments there. If you come to Department of Psychiatry Social Work, initially the Department of Psychiatry Social Work started with the Department of Psychiatry in 1963. Then later 1976, so the department become independent. They started course. They started course for diploma in psychiatry social work. Later they changed the course in M.Phil psychiatry social work. Currently 23 faculties there in the department. I think it's one of the largest faculty in the India. In social work department, I think the current head of the department is Dr. Tanasekaran Pandian, and the course offered here M.Phil in psychiatry social work and Ph.D. in psychiatry social work. Okay, so M.Phil in psychiatry social work in 46 students there, Ph.D. around 26 students there. So this is just a brief summary. Summary about National Institute of Mental Health. There are a lot of role and responsibility played by the psychiatric social worker in various departments. I try to summarize it actually. I don't want to make it very large. So simply I try to summarize it. So what are the role and responsibility in psychiatric social work in outpatient department? So there are different kind of OPDs here. So every day, different kind of OPDs there, like psychiatry OPD, child adolescent OPD. So neurology, neurosurgery is there. Every department, they have 2 psychiatric consultant and 1 or 2 psychiatric social work consultant. He or she will lead, she will the in charge for the M.Phil scholar and psychiatric social worker. They would guide the students as well as psychiatric social workers. In outpatient department, initially, suppose the very important, the social worker playing very vital role in the outpatient department actually. So first of all, the clinical case is taking. People will study further, I think. So what are the psychiatric illness? What are the current symptoms? The history of presenting illness, family history. We have to do the very detailed clinical case history. Then we have to discuss with the further consultant of psychiatry and consultant of psychiatry social workers. Then we have to make appropriate plan for the psychosocial intervention for the outpatient patients actually. And in inpatient, there is a treatment mode is totally different, and in outpatient patient, the treatment mode is totally different. So we can't spend much time with outpatient treatment. So we have to, the intervention should be the very summary, very briefly, and more effectively. So I'll tell you the very broadly. I don't want to go for a very in depth actually. Mainly, we have to provide various kind of, various level of intervention, individual, family, and community. So in OPD, we can't do any specific focused intervention. So we psychoeducation and facilitating them. Any suppose in case the person suffering from the schizophrenia for long year, so we have to help them to get disability card and any welfare service. We have to link with them government, government welfare service to the people who are suffering from mental illness or neurological condition. Then we have to make the schedule for the next follow. We have to make the schedule for next follow. Then in case the patient not come for follow, then we have to make a call. Then if in case people are not responding to call, then we have to visit the home. So nearby, suppose the patient residing around Bangalore, then we have to go there. We have to check what the reason for not come for follow. So any genuine reason, we have to address there itself. This is a very, very important role the base story has to play in OPD. In outpatient, in inpatient treatment, so the social worker role is very important when compared to other profession. So, hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, clear, sir.
Okay. Nice. So in inpatient treatment, so our role is very important actually. So first of all, what we have to do we have to do the very detailed psychosocial assessment in the area of the brief psychiatric illness, history of psychiatric illness, or neurological illness, or neurosurgery, whatever thing. Then we have to do the very family assessment. What the interaction pattern of the family, what the communication in the family, what the decision making process in the family. We have to do the very detailed family assessment. You have to assess the very supportive system. What are the support system in the family? Then you have to do the very need assessment, burden, coping pattern, the risk assessment. Is there any comorbid illness is there or not? Whether people are affordable to pay hospital charge or not. So we have to assess everything. So where the people are from, what background, whether they are aware about mental illness, whether they are aware about their the family members, the patient illness. So we have to assess very detailedly. Then we have to make the very suitable psychosocial intervention and the tailor-made intervention for each patient after discussion with the consultant of psychiatry and the psychiatric social worker and consultant of clinical psychologist. We have to make the plan for individual level, group level, and family and community. So individual level, we have to the intervention should be very tailor-made based on the assessment. I think I don't want to go for any in-depth what are the intervention you have to provide, whether it's necessary. Sir, hello sir, Anthony sir. Hello? People want to know what kind of intervention we are providing? Hello? Please respond. Hello?
Clear, sir. Sir.
No. People want whether whether I have to explain very detailed what are the intervention we are providing here.
Sir, if possible, you can do, sir. No issues.
Okay. Okay. So in individual level of intervention, first we have to start for psychosocial intervention. The psychoeducation to the patient. Once patient come out from suppose the patient come out from the acute symptoms. Suppose in case patient is having some delusion, some active psychotic symptoms, we can't do any intervention for them. So once the patient come out from our minimal level of symptoms, we have to start the psychoeducation to the patient. At the same time, we have to work with the family members. So we have to, that is very important. Actually, we have to make them to understand what kind of illness the patient having, or what are the role of family members in recovery process. So how long the patient should take medication. So these are things we need to explain the family members. In case in the family there are some issues there, suppose in relationship issues there, interpersonal issues there, or in communication is there, that we need to address. You have to make the very specific intervention. Then group therapy, that's very important actually. Here the group therapy they conducted by the psychiatrist social worker here actually, for psychiatric illness patient and the person with substance use disorder and neurological condition. Neurological condition for only few people, not they are not applicable for all. Not applicable for all. And then next, so we have to link with the government welfare schemes to the person who is suffering from psychiatric illness. In case the person come from the below poverty line, they cannot affordable to pay hospital charges and they can't procure medication. Suppose if you're not addressed properly, the people won't come for regular follow-up. So the psychiatrist social very important role. We have to assess the financial condition of the patient. Then, in case the patient condition financial condition very poor, they cannot procure the medication for further. Then we have to help them to get medication regularly. Then, in case some people they cannot pay the hospital charges. So we have to advocate with the medical superintendent or resident medical officer for a waiver of the medical charges. Then we have to suppose the patient is more than patient disability level is more than 40. We have to help them to get a disability identity card. That's also very important our role actually. Then we have to make the discharge plan. Suppose we have to
Bhagiraj? Hello? Hello, Bhagiraj? Hello? Mute இருக்காரு. மியூட்ல தன்னால பண்ணிருக்காரு. கொஞ்சம் பேசிங்க போன்ல. ஹலோ? நம்பர் இருக்கா?
hello sir.
Yes sir.
Andri sir.
ஹலோ?
AP sir. Hello.
மியூட்ல இருந்தது பகிராஜ் சார்.
I didn't sir, actually someone, I think your side only muted sir.
அப்படியா?
Yes, sir.
இல்ல இல்ல, by mistake it happened. No problem.
Okay.
Please proceed. Now it's audible. Please proceed.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So then we have to arrange a discharge procedure. So we have to discuss with the various consultant and the treating team. Then we have to arrange the discharge plan actually. The once patient get discharged, the same thing. What we used to follow in outpatient department, same thing. We have to keep track the patients, whether patient are coming regular follow up or not, whether patient continuing the treatment or not. If you continue, if people are not coming for regular follow or people not continuing regular treatment, then we have to make the phone call. First we have to start phone call. If they are not responding phone call, then we have to go for home visit. In case suppose patient is out of Bangalore or out of Karnataka, then we have to link with the patient with the local psychiatrist or district mental health program. There are now, I think most of people aware about it, that that mental health program is going on in well, I mean all over India. So we have to link with them to district mental health program. The many people due to the financial reasons or the distance, so there are so many reasons there to break it to come for regular follow. It's very important role of psychiatrist social worker. Then we have to work with the various agencies, like suppose the child with facing child conflict with the law, then we have to work with the child agency. If suppose women facing some domestic violence, same thing. See, we have to work with the various other agency also. So yeah. I'll stop here. If anybody has doubts and any clarification, then I can clarify it, then I can go further. Otherwise it will be one-way communication. Hello.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Sir,
Hello.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, please.
Sir, you said about the follow-up procedure, no, sir, about home visit.
Correct.
If you try to visit a client, if he changes the address and completely disappear, means will your institution make further inquiry to find him or just close the client's file, sir?
Sorry, I'm not audible. Please repeat your question.
Yes, sir, if a client completely disappears, he changes the address, or how many times your institution will try to contact him, sir? Otherwise, you will close the client's file, sir.
No, we'll call them unless they come for a follow.
Okay, sir.
So the home visit is possible only for Bangalore only.
Okay, sir.
We can't go for out of Bangalore. It's very difficult, I'm right.
If it's within Bangalore, means you will try to contact him, sir.
Yeah.
Fine, sir.
Within Bangalore, we can contact them. We frequently make the visit to the patient house.
Is there any restriction, sir, for number of contacts for the client?
Sorry.
Is there any restriction, sir, for number of contacts? How many times you will try to contact the client, sir? If it is within Bangalore, means?
No, unless patient, suppose we'll try to contact them at least for once a week, actually every at least month we will follow. If people are not come for I mean the people are not responding call, then we try to make the home visit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Hello. Hi. Hello. வேற ஏதாவது டவுட் இருக்கா?
No, sir. Clear, sir.
கிளியரா? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Nimhans the offering various courses, especially for M.Phil in psychiatric social work and Ph.D. in psychiatric social work with the stipend. So if people are suppose interested in doing M.Phil or further higher study in psychiatric social work, you people can try. Andri sir?
Hello, sir. Pakya?
Yes, sir. I think briefly I cover it.
Yes, yes, you have done very well.
Okay.
And students are also with were also with a few questions. So you have also clarified.
Yeah.
In general, if you could express a few roles of psychiatric social worker in hospital setting, no? Few roles.
Yeah, that is I broadly explained actually. Yeah, that's the one very important thing for we have to do for psychosocial assessment,
Yes, yes.
and we have to make the proper psychosocial intervention at various
Yes, yes.
level, at individual and family and community level, and follow-up work. We have to link the service to the what are the service available for what are the service the welfare schemes. We have to link the welfare schemes to the patient and rehabilitation service. Suppose there are suppose especially in psychiatric illness, the people they will we have to help them to get back their old skill. We have to
Yes.
reintegrate to the society.
Yes, yes.
That then the follow-up service already I discussed. Then we have document. That
Excellent.
very important role is very important. It's a documentation.
Yes, yes.
So here is a documentation. Is a very legal things. Suppose if you missed any even suppose you had a single section with the family members. Suppose you come to know that there are a lot of domestic violence, some legal issues. You have to document very carefully. In case if you're dealing with the children, that is very, very important. So you have to each and everything you have to document. At the same
Yes.
time, suppose if you're handling any sensitive issue, you have to bring it to immediately to the higher.
Very good.
So that's a very, very important role actually. Then research. In M.Phil scholar they will do for research kind of work. Yeah, that is very this a role played by the social worker in inpatient treatment. In outpatient treatment, I already explained the same thing, but we can't spend much time with the patient, so our intervention should be the very brief level.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So much therapy is there, so many psychosocial therapy is there. I think you people will studying further. I think need not to explain now. It will be more confusing.
Very excellent. Very excellent reply from the side of Mr. Pakiraj, our beloved sir. He has very clearly explained about the roles of psychiatric social worker in a hospital setting, and he has also explained very briefly and with all clarity about Nimhans, National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences. Students, do you have any doubt?
Sir.
From sir, come on, please raise your doubt.
Sir,
Come on.
excuse me, sir. Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah. Please.
Sir, what is the difference between psychiatric counselor and clinical social worker, sir? Both are common terms or different, sir?
See, clinical social worker, they will deal with the medical as well as psychiatric.
Okay, sir.
In psychiatric social work, especially they'll deal with the psychiatric related only.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So both are similar only.
Okay, sir.
There is no much difference, but if you'll, in here there is no clinical social work. They call the secondary social worker.
Okay, sir.
If you go for Indian Institute of Kilpakkam is there, na? Kilpakkam Institute of Mental Health.
Chennai, sir.
They called clinical social work, not psychiatric social work.
Okay, sir.
They're offering the course name is clinical social work. Yeah.
Sir, and you said that courses are available in Nimhans, no, sir. Apart from Ph.D. and M.Phil, is there any short-term courses available, sir, like PG?
Yeah. See, now they're 2000, I think recently they started for virtual knowledge. I mean, virtual knowledge of network actually. They offering many courses actually. You can learn from the online, not necessarily to come here.
Okay, sir.
Many courses they are free of cost actually. You need not to pay any amount actually. Only few courses they are charging with, that is also very minimal level. Okay. So keep update in Nimhans website.
Okay, sir.
You'll get to know about many more. I mean many things.
Okay, sir.
So,
Thank you.
yeah. Now the course is going to start for a diploma in psychiatric social work. I think diploma in community social worker.
Okay, sir.
If you're interested, you can join.
What should be the basic qualification for the course, sir?
That is degree level and
Okay.
degree is enough.
Basic UG is enough, sir. Not
Yeah,
any.
PG. Yeah. Some course need for master level.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
I checked the official website, sir, but it's a little bit confusing, sir, because non-medical courses, lots of courses they mentioned, sir.
Yeah. So better will go for there is a separate website is there for VKN.
Okay, sir.
VKN Nimhans. Okay.
Okay, sir.
VKN Nimhans. Just go there. You'll get more information rather than going for Nimhans website.
Okay, sir.
You won't get any much information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Otherwise, if you have any difficulty, you call me. Otherwise, you please get the number from Rajing sir or AP sir. Then you call me. I'll direct you. No issue.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. Any other question from anybody? Is there any question to be
I
raised?
didn't touch with any specific therapy, any psychosocial approach. I think this stage is if you suppose we'll explain you people, there will be more lot of confusion will arise. So that's why I stopped it.
This is enough and more, Mr. Pakiraj.
Yes, sir.
Yes. You have very nicely explained about the overall explaining functioning of Nimhans. We are very happy about it.
Yeah.
If anybody has any question, you can raise. Otherwise, Mr. Dinesh, you can propose vote of thanks right now. Come on.
Yeah, sir. Okay, sir. Good afternoon, one and all gathered here. At the very outset, it's my pleasure to thank the college management for their generosity to admit the students of first MSW and take part in various activities related to our course. It's my happiness to express a sense of gratitude to our today's resource person, Mr. Bhagiraj. It illustrates alumnus of our department and psychiatric social worker in Nimhans, Bangalore. Sir has very clearly explained about the various projects of Nimhans. Thank you, sir. I express thanks to our faculty members in the Department of Social Work, Jamal Mohamed College, for the fuller support and guidance in fieldwork activities. Last but not least, I express thanks to my classmates for their activity participation and interaction in this NGO hospital orientation. Thank you, one and all.
Yeah, student friends, it is my pleasure